Come on in. Now come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Hey, y'all. Hold up. I see some people saying y'all didn't get no notification. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl BondyBlue, and I am back for another YouTube live, girl. So we can go through what all went down on the blogs. Okay, it's good to see y'all. I hope y'all having a good Hump Day Wednesday. I have to be off of here by 2:30, so y'all pray for me because y'all know how I get into my bag and I go on and on and on and on, girl. Okay. So I went live on Instagram just to let the people on Instagram know that I am live on YouTube right now. So if you are a subscriber of mine and you didn't get a notification, girl, I'm gonna stay on here on Instagram just for a little while so that y'all know that I'm on live. Okay. All right. So listen, honey, before we get into it, we have to go ahead and talk about Reset by Design Wellness because the time is now, girl. We're getting ready. Everybody's getting ready for the trip. We're going to Bali. It's our third trip. You can get on and become a part of the Reset by Design Wellness crew. All right. $500 down on any trip that we go on. Okay. You can use payment plans with a firm. And it's a luxury experience. Everything is planned for you. All you have to do is pay your money, girl, and show up so we can make sure that you good in the head. That's another thing. This is a safe space, people. This is a safe space. So we do a lot of well, not a lot, child. I be missing some of them because I be forgetting and then I be having other shit going on. But I did the first one, child. Okay. Okay. Shout out to Taisha. I'm sorry I missed the video chat, the video call, because we do video calls, we do separate sessions. Like it definitely offers you a more nuanced version of going on a trip. So it is for the people that need something a little bit deeper and they want to have a good time. Like this is not a, come here, don't do no inner work type of trip. So I just want y'all to be aware. But for those of y'all that are trying to do any type of inner work, whatever that looks like for you, this is a really good space to be supported and meet people that have different perspectives and different jobs and lives, and you never know what people can offer you, you know what I'm saying, as far as understanding of whatever, because everybody's having a shared experience but we're all having a different experience. So I can't wait, girl. I can't wait. I'm really excited. I miss my girls. All right. So I can't wait for us to see each other again. I ain't gonna lie, this one feels like it happened faster. Like the Thailand to Bali trip feels like a shorter amount of time than the Ghana to Thailand trip. Is it just me? But y'all, we are trying to sell out our upcoming trips. Okay, we are going to Mauritius, East Africa, or Mauritius. I'm always saying it wrong. Mauritius, East Africa. Okay, that's where we going next. And then we also have a Tulum retreat coming up. We have a couples retreat coming up as well. So, if you and your man got sense, girl, y'all can come. All right. Anybody looking for the information on Instagram, if y'all just go on my page, my profile page, you will see posts from Reset by Design Wellness. Follow them on Instagram. Okay. Because we share posts. So if you follow me, you've seen their posts and that is accessible to you. Follow them, go into their bio and you'll find the link. And that's where you can get all of the information. Also, people who follow me on YouTube, it is in the description box for where you can go, but also up here on the screen, resetbydesignwellness.com. Okay. So yeah, y'all, we got a few things to get into. All right. And I was trying to find something for y'all before I came up here, and it's so hard for me to find. And I feel like it's because of how real it was. Okay. Um, I wasn't sure where I wanted to start. I also have a members only this evening. That K Michelle, conversation with Cam Newton. We're gonna deep dive into that and break that down so we don't have to talk about that in this live. But my members only, we're gonna get into the specifics and then I'll release some clips for everybody else. But I can't wait to get into that Tyler Perry situation because by the time we get there, I think hopefully I will be have like, okay, does anybody comment and tell me, do y'all remember the name of the character that Kim Wayans played when she's like the creepy aunt? She shows up at like a funeral or something, and then she keeps trying to make out with people while also being like disgusting, right? Like touching people, making jokes, and like, oh, what's that? And and just start kissing you and all of that type of shit. Do y'all remember what that name was? What that character's name was? Because I cannot remember what that character's name was, but that character specifically, I need to find that character. I need to find a clip of that character. And I think it's hard to find because when people look back on things like that, they don't want to talk about what they're really. That's why I love satire so much. Satire is supposed to be a space for you to get out whatever you're trying to say, but in a shielded manner. That's what satire is, right? So it's satirical, it's to make fun of something. All right. So it's not Benita, it's Elsie. Thank you. Thank you, Elsie. I was trying to remember. It's Aunt Elsie. Thank you. I need to just type that in and put that in here. So when it's time to get to it, it'll all make sense for everybody. Okay? But I think that we forget that mainly what we're getting from the Wayans brothers from In Living Color is a whole bunch of Black kids' experience growing up. And I think it's important for us to break that down. So, Instagram people, I'm live on YouTube. Y'all should go ahead and come through and see what I'm talking about. YouTube people, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to BondyBlue Bites. I'll be releasing more clips on BondyBlue Bites today. I actually reposted one where I was recently first of all, on my community page, if y'all didn't see it, I reposted my old video about Christian Keys. So, after this, if you missed that original video from a year ago, girl, I talked about it back then. Okay. Just if you need more, evidence of my credibility when it comes to not being able to pick out some fucking creeps. Okay. But yeah, y'all, let's get into the show. Instagram, come on over to YouTube. Peace out. All right. Giggity, giggity, goo. All right. Now I can just focus here. Hi, y'all. Hi, y'all. I'm glad that y'all are here. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I feel like my boobs look amazing. Okay. All right. We're walking around here real legit. Feels great. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the first thing that I wanted to talk about. And this is before everything broke with Tyler Perry yesterday. So the things that I wanted to talk about, I had to kind of push to the back burner for all of that new, really like piping hot tea that had, spilled all over the place. Okay. But see, right here is where I wanted to start. So let's get into what happened with Doja Cat. To preface this, I'm probably gonna be a little bit biased. Because, well, for two reasons, I'm going to be biased. For one, I love me some Doja Cat. She's a weirdo, but I love me some Doja Cat. Just artistically, she's on my wave. Like I'm whatever frequency the bitch is on, I'm on that frequency. And then also I know what it's like to have people feel they can invade my space or touch me, whether that's because they're a fan of mine or because I'm little and I'm a woman. And so people often cross boundaries with me simply based off that fact. Small and or they're like overly excited about, meeting me or engaging with me. And they can sometimes like just be overzealous and crossing boundaries. Okay. Um, and I'm always gracious because I'm always excited that anybody is excited to see me. So please don't get me wrong. If you see me, say something. Okay. I'm not gonna be an asshole about it. Like I'm never an asshole about it. Because it just feels great to be appreciated in any respect. So I'm always like, I'm always genuine about being excited about that. And I feel like sometimes people like I remember somebody it happened and I was with a former friend of mine and they were like, you just smiling like you uncomfortable. I'm like, I'm not uncomfortable though. Like I'm not. There's not much that I can say. And honestly, in a moment, I feel like whatever the person is emitting energetically, I'm taking it in. And I just keep saying thank you and all of that, but I'm very much like taking in the nonverbals, how they feel about me. you know what I'm saying, what I've said that made, that did something for, like, I'm picking up on it without them even having to say it. Cause a lot of times people don't know what to say. They like, girl, I watch you. I enjoy you so much. Like they say that to me. And like, I just kind of like go quiet in a way and just kind of, cause I want to receive it. And in order for me to receive it, I can't be talking like it's just something that I picked up on. You know what I mean? That's how I feel when I see people from high school. Hey, bitch, who are you? But let's just peep what happened, okay? Because Doja said, bottom line is, I'll smile at you, but it doesn't mean I fuck with you. And don't touch me and manhandle me when you don't even fucking know me. I know. Hold up. If you know, you know. Okay, I was trying to make sure that that's what that was. If you know, you know. I honestly think I need to stand up for myself in the moment sometimes. And it didn't even, and he didn't even know my fucking name to be touching me and kissing me on my face like that. It's crazy. And then as a woman, sometimes there's an automatic response in women sometimes to allow people to invade our space because we are worried about what's going to happen if we do what we really want to do, which is to push somebody to feel like, bitch, get off. Like if we did that, now you're going to be all mad, but it requires a lot of energy in order to like be kind to people when you feel like they're like just crossing boundaries with you. So let's see.
The Doja Cat, because she's the iconic girl.
Period.
No, bitch, you deserve it. Literally, and if you ever want anything more, I got you, always. This is the girl right here. I love you.
Happy Pride Month.
Pablo.
Nice to meet you.
Wait, what's your real name? Or is it Doja? What's your real name?
Ami.
Ami, so nice to meet you, girl.
Nice
You're
to meet
beautiful.
you.
I hope you have the best night. You're literally everything in life.
Thank you.
Okay, you see that hand grabbing thing? He was trying to pull her back towards him, and I could see her not wanting, but he's just doing a lot of touching. Like the arms went straight, y'all. The arms went straight because he's still pulling her in, and she's trying to stop being he's manhandling her.
Ami, love you, dog. Don't say thank you, thank you.
You smell great.
She's so funny, bruh. Not her saying you smell great. She said, I threw that musty ass shirt away, by the way.
Hi guys, I was just at a party and I got informed that Doja said some shit about me on Twitter. I just want to clear this up because it hurts, because I loved her. I watched her at Coachella. I've never claimed to be the biggest fan, but I really stand her and I think what her work is amazing. I just think it's crazy because she's the one at this event that was being so nice, and she said, she pointed out my shirt, and I said, and I like that. And then when I went outside and she was outside, I was like, girl, you'd be the perfect girl for my Pride collection. And she said, what do you mean, what Pride collection? I said, oh, I released this t-shirt, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to give you one. She said, I'd want one right now. And I said, oh, I could give this one to you. She said, no way, you're not going to give this to me. And that's when the video started, and she was being so sweet and amazing. And
which means I don't want the sweaty, nasty shirt off your back. I want my own clean shirt. That's what that meant. And what you do, because you have an inflated sense of self, your head is fucking big, you're living in delusional land, and that works for you. That obvious, like people who are delusional, it works for them to a certain extent. Because if they have drive and then being delusional, they can get in high places with that type of mentality. However, I think it is important as adults to have self-awareness. He's giving a lack of self-awareness, and it's coming from a space of entitlement.
I thought that's what it was. And now, guys, she's on Twitter saying she threw that musty shirt away. She's saying that I didn't know her name, that I manhandled her, all this stuff. I understand, guys, if I was being like too nice or whatever, I will take full accountability.
You weren't being too nice. You were being too handsy. You were being too physical. You were crossing boundaries. You were invading in her space. Never once did you stop and ask her if you could touch her. Never once did you stop and ask, can I have a hug? You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't ask for permission to touch her. You just took it upon yourself and just started touching and grabbing and pulling. And she's little. And I imagine that, now I don't imagine, I know you don't want to make people feel bad, because a lot of times you remember what it was like meeting some of your faves and how them being an asshole to you can be traumatic sometimes. So there's a part of you that wants to reserve that person's like peace about meeting someone that they really like. And then also it's like about self-protection, because if I'm to push you off, I'm going to be the bad guy. She waits until she gets home and she says how she feels on the internet, and she's wrong for that too, because people are like, well, I wouldn't have got online and did that. But you know what? that was before I actually watched his energy in that video. And you were automatically trying to use that lady. In 2 seconds of meeting her, you were trying to find out how you could use her to push your little t-shirt business. .5 seconds of meeting that lady and you was already trying to exploit the relationship, and there is not even a relationship yet. So it makes sense that you would keep crossing physical boundaries with her. Like, that makes so much sense to me. Like, y'all have to start noticing like this exploitive behavior in people. It transcends one area of themselves. Pay attention.
I'm gay. I would never want to make her feel uncomfortable. She's so iconic. I have only been saying the nicest things about her. She's the sweetest celebrity. She made me feel so seen. She said, Ami, I thought she was I mean, I don't know. Hi guys. I was just at what's going on. I don't know if this is for publicity or for whatever, guys, but I would have never wanted to make her uncomfortable. I would have never even filmed if she didn't say yes, guys. That video that we filmed was after everything. Was after.
I don't think I heard you ask her if you could record her. I don't think I heard you ask her that. I think you said that she liked your shirt. She said she liked the shirt. Y'all start recording, and then she didn't look like she mind being on camera. She didn't like the way you were like taking advantage of the physical space. And then I feel like she said, I should have spoke up for myself in a moment. And also, can I be honest with you? The reason why I'm looking at this nigga sideways is because what in your fucking mind would make you think that woman wanted the sweaty, dirty shirt off your back? And again, she doesn't need publicity. Really, it was at the moment shit is happening so fast. You're feeling the things, but stuff is happening so fast that you just kind of go with your normal response, which is to smile and try to be gracious and make people feel good and move on. That's a part of being like a famous person or a personality or someone that people feel like that about. It's a part of how you have to have like a certain response that is catered to that person, because a part of what you do is connecting with people. So when they meet you in person, it is important that they don't feel bad when they see you in person, so that they know how they're connecting with you outside of that is genuine. Like, that's what it feels like. So I do feel like there's a level to that where once time goes by, once you get home, once you get in a car, you can really think about how you feel in the moment. And how you felt was that this is somebody that was taking advantage of a lot of your boundaries. Like just touching, hugging. And I don't care what y'all talking about. I don't care how sweet y'all thought the nigga was. Nobody wants a dirty fucking shirt off your back. Nobody wants a sweaty, wet, dirty shirt that you just took off your body after you finished raging at a concert. Are you okay? Are you okay? And you don't have to be straight in order to cross boundaries with women. You really, really don't.
Everything, and I don't want to be that guy that comes on emotional or whatever, but I feel like I'm always the butt of the joke. Like, why am I the punching bag, bro? Like, literally, like, nothing happened other than her liking my shirt. I offered it to give it to her. She doesn't have to keep it. She doesn't have to do whatever, but she was obviously down. Like,
I don't even like your tone. I don't even like your tone. It's feel sorry for me tone, because the truth of the matter is you could say, bro, I was overly excited. Now that I look back on it, I can see that maybe she wasn't comfortable. I apologize. It was not my intent. You then trying to victimize yourself when you're the person that was doing all the grabby shit is weird. So I'm clocking you off that.
And I understand she has to set her boundaries. She's
also this fucking mustache. Give me a break.
Celebrity. I'm not. I will never understand that. So I value that and I appreciate and I get that. But for me, guys, I'm a normal ass person that's at a bar, meets Doja Cat. I just released my clothing drop for Pride, and I just offered to give her one, and she said, oh, I want one right now. So I had the size. I was like, here, take it. I apologize if I did anything wrong at all. But guys, I'm a human being too. And honestly, this just shows me, I guess, that maybe not everybody's who they show in person. I would have never said anything other than she's the sweetest girl ever. But I guess she went on a whole tweet rant about me. What's going on? I never claimed to have it all laid out, to know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just at a bar, released a clothing drop. Doja was being very sweet to me. And also, guys, I know I didn't know her first name. I'm so sorry. I never claimed to be the biggest fan ever. I just respect her a lot for her work. I've listened to her music so many times. I met her 4.5 years ago at the VMAs, and I was like gagged.
You know what it is? If you liked her so much, you might have known her real name simply because I believe I think the first album is called her real name. Okay. Either way, like he asked her, like, what's your real name? It's because he's trying to create like a balance in this, right? That's the reason why, oh, I'll give you my shirt, honey. Oh, you would be the perfect person for my t-shirt line. Like, I don't think a lot of y'all get like nuance and subtleties in the way people move, but I feel like she should have lit his ass up after the fact. I think that she should have made, yeah. Bondi is not a fan of this dude. No, I'm not, because I don't like when people are crossing other people's boundaries, and then when that person expresses that they didn't like that shit, you get to become a victim. I don't like that, because if you would have just asked for consent first, or if you had been excited from your own personal space, if you had not been so delusional as to think that somebody like Doja Cat would want, or anybody really would want, a sweaty, dirty shirt off your fucking back. Like, and then the way he's, oh my God, guys, I would never. Like, man, give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break, bruh. Give me a fucking break. Like, I'm not like, y'all like, that doesn't make him a bad guy. Yeah, but what it makes him is somebody that was crossing somebody's boundaries. And at the end of the day, she gets to say, I felt uncomfortable and I didn't want his musty ass shirt, and I need to speak up more for myself. And that's what she did on the internet. Y'all just feel like because she's a bigger person, she now like sent all of these people to attack him. I get that. But I also feel like he needs to learn from this. He needs to learn from this. Moving forward, when you see somebody that you like and you want to fan out and all of that, fan out from your own personal space. And don't try to exploit them within the first 5 seconds of meeting them. You don't even know that lady real fucking name, but then you're trying to get her to want to go into business with you. And that's not even the point, but it was the way he asked her. He could have just kept calling her Doja. It was the way that what's your name? What's your real name? I don't know if y'all have ever dealt with like fake nice narcissistic personalities that do little slick shit all the time, because they like, if they're looking at Doja like she must think a lot of herself because she's Doja, and look at me fanning out about her. I know she must think a lot about herself. So people like that have automatic responses to like tick that away from somebody. Why are you asking her what her name is? So that you can try to create some balance in who you guys are in that moment, right? Now you're not a fan fanning out. Now you're just another what do we call it? When somebody's on the same level with you. Not an associate, a peer. Now we're peers. That's the word. Like, I know a lot of y'all can't his energy feels genuine. I don't think you know what genuine energy is. Genuine energy isn't just soft and nice. Like that's not what genuine energy is. Genuine energy would have been to come up there and apologize for how you crossed that lady's boundaries and how, you gave her a sweaty, musty fucking shirt. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, no, you don't think about any of that. You come up here and you make yourself a victim so you can say that she was chasing clout and that's why she expressed being uncomfortable. No, she expressed being uncomfortable because she was uncomfortable. This is why I come and talk to y'all, because y'all's perception is slightly skewed, and it's okay. It's okay. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to help girl. That's why I broke it down like every little step. I'm stopping him in the moment to show you what's actually happening here. She did decline the shirt. She did. He said that when he said, "Oh, I'll give you the shirt off my back," she was like, "No." She said that. She said no. But what he perceived it as, "Oh no, I couldn't ask you to do such a thing." But it really meant, "No, I don't want the shirt off your fucking back. I want my own." We talked about that. Rewind this. Watch it over. Rewind this. I appreciate y'all. Rewind this. Watch it over. Like, I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I'm sorry. You're not seeing it. And that's okay. But when people take advantage of you because you think niceness and soft talking means that a person is not a fucking snake, ask yourself how you get in situations that you get in with people that you find out you can't trust. How much do you give to them before you find out that you can't trust them? Laughing my ass off, that's not declining. Saying no is not declining. Again, I explained why you would do things that you're not necessarily comfortable with doing in the moment. I explained it. Again, rewind it. Rewind it. Okay? And if for nothing, the mustache. Again, the mustache. Hey, listen, at this point, sweets, if you think you know better than me, hey, keep on. Keep on keeping on, girl. Keep on keeping on, girl. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. I can't. I can't. All right. A. Marie announces divorce from husband Lenny Nicholson, ending 20 years of marriage. That's interesting.
A. Marie been locked in for a long time.
I was, but not now.
What?
Oh,
What happened? You're
divorced.
we missed that memo.
I didn't
No,
know.
because everyone doesn't know that. I think this is
Okay.
I only mentioned it with Joe.
Right.
And I told him about it. We talked about it. It came up inadvertently.
Okay.
And then I was like, oh yeah, but we're going through the divorce, but it's been separated since 2023.
Okay.
So yeah.
It takes a short time to get married and a long time to get divorced. That's what they
that's what they say.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
Are you looking forward to? I know you going through something now. Are you looking forward to later on dating?
Well, it's been a couple of years since
Okay.
we've been separated.
Okay.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
So are you looking forward to dating?
That's interesting because I was trying to figure out like the date, like what I talked about that before too. Like dating, it's like being like here. Like it depends. Like, how are we defining dating?
I don't know.
Just like going on dates, like
Maybe going on
going
dates.
out to eat.
A. Marie been locked in for a long time.
Child, A. Marie has already been dating. That's what she's telling y'all. And that's why she ain't telling nobody her fucking business. Okay? Because it's not for y'all to know. And plus, I'm trying to keep the number of stupid ass niggas that's coming up to me, small. I love A. Marie. I love her. I'm a big fan of her music, but also of her YouTube channel. I've told y'all about that. Y'all know I love me some good books. And A. Marie has like a book club and she reads really, really good, interesting books. And talks about them. And so I've kind of seen into her life because of her YouTube channel. And I think I did not know her and her husband were separating. And I bet you any money, it's been, it's always after they have a baby. You could be together with a nigga forever. And then as soon as you have a baby, it's like shit start going downhill because and this is what a lot of y'all don't want to hear and you don't want to understand before you have a baby with a man, is that if most of you guys' relationship has been you censoring your man, baby, this is with you, cause baby, this is your day, do anything for my man, baby, you blow me away. Yeah, that shit cute. That shit cute, okay? Don't get me wrong, girl. I love, my husband works very hard. I love an opportunity to make him feel good or make him feel comfortable because he works very hard. So I get the inclination, okay? Please don't get me wrong. However, when you make that the entirety of your relationship, meaning that he never has to deal with anything difficult from you because you're always trying to make things great for him, when the baby comes in, he has to take a back seat. He's not used to that. He's not used to that. And not only that, but he hasn't really shown you if he has the capacity to care for another person the way a child requires of a parent. Right? So sometimes, and I feel like this is what happens most of the time, the men are used to you making the relationship all about them. The baby comes in, now it's all about the baby. And bitch, you can't help it. Every hormone in your body and the molecules in your brain are telling you to care about that baby first. Biological, you can't control it. And most of these men, because y'all have these types of relationships with them, they are not used to having to put somebody else before themselves. And eventually it becomes too much work in a marriage for them to continue to evolve and be able to handle the wife, the career, and the kid. A lot of them cannot do it. They think they can. They think they can. And then the shit happens and you find out how hard it is, and how if your life is based on instant gratification, you're not going to get that with a baby. You're not going to get that with a baby. A baby is not going to give you instant gratification. A baby is going to be hard work, and it's going to require more of you than you could give sometimes. And you have to know in your mind, I have to do it anyway because this little person is depending on me. And when I decided to make it so that this woman got pregnant, I agreed to do this job. And a lot of people don't have the integrity to stick with something that's not instant gratification, especially if society has groomed everybody to just let men do whatever they want to do. So men can, they can decide how they play this game. And if they want to play this game in a way that's fair, or if they want to play this game in a way that's them constantly trying to exploit everything all the time, which is get way more out of it than you're putting back in, as to cause the other side to deplete. Right? That's why most of these marriages and relationships don't work out. That's the reason why. And yes, there are all these other things, you know what I'm saying? But to me, that's the basis of why the relationships start to go downhill as soon as somebody has a baby. Yes, and please stop making unemployed niggas like your managers, like especially, women in these careers. They tend to do that a lot. Stop doing that, girl. He can't even be a personal assistant. He needs to go and find his own thing. His thing can't be tied to yours. He has to go and find his own shit, because he has to build some type of confidence within himself that is based on his own thing. Because if he doesn't, all he's going to do is turn into Lorenz Tate in a Rain on Me video, hating on you hard. And sometimes when they have their own thing and they have a competitive mindset, they're going to be comparing their thing to your thing. And if your thing is bigger or better, they're still going to try to fuck with you, even if they have their own shit. Hello, DVD, CDs, Masterpiece. Okay? That was really a DDG joke. Don't worry about it. Anyway, but that's why, we try to tell y'all, those of us that have gotten married, and, we still here, we still strong, bitch. But it is a work in process, and everybody does not have the temperament. Everybody doesn't have the discipline. Everybody doesn't have the respect or the wherewithal. Like, it's not easy. And then I feel like a lot of people just in general don't have the discipline it requires to do this shit. Like, it's hard. That's why I don't tell people. That's why I don't promote it as something anybody should fucking do, because now I've done it and I get it. And I understand how it is so important that he and I remain at a level of respect for each other, so that we don't try to hurt each other if anything ever goes south or bad. And sometimes you can't even control that shit. And I'm talking about as a woman. Yes. And I'm going to tell you what it is. People are always trying to not have to do the labor that something is required, right? Everybody always wants to try to get out of doing the work that's required. And a lot of the times it's mental and emotional labor. Anytime somebody is trying to skate past the emotional labor, the energy that it takes to form relationships with partners, with children, when it comes to making money, a lot of people want to skip the in-between portion, which actually helps you build the character in order to carry the weight of what you're going to build. And people just want to skate past that point and go straight to the good part, to the good feels. And it always ends up being disastrous. You have to stop trying to skip the labor of things. Men have to stop trying to skip the vulnerability that is required in having a relationship with a woman. You need vulnerability in order to continue to connect. If you're not going to be vulnerable with each other, you're only going to create more space. That's really what it is. Let me see. Right, Dolly Parton's husband was a car mechanic her whole career until he retired. Listen, you have got to let them have their own thing. Men have even if it's not on the same, you can't keep doing that, girl. You have got to stay right here, because once you like really work on yourself, if the person you're with is actually like a good person, you will give them what the good parts of you that you've healed. They will benefit from that. That's why you have to stay centered on yourself and your own involvement, your own healing, your own mind, your own happiness. What drives you? What makes you feel good? You have to stay focused on that. You have to. So yeah. Let's press on. You can't save these niggas from themselves, okay? Ooh, okay. Y'all, this story right here. I hate talking about stories like this because I am a vain person. I am a vain person. And so I have a special like appreciation for, my own beauty. And I feel like it's so scary to be someone who feels that way because you feel like somebody would just, harm you, run up on you, do some shit. And that's crazy, man. It's really, really crazy. The 17-year-old Passion Turner was the victim of a brutal acid attack during a fight. Yakira Hollins, 19, has been sentenced to 3 years in prison for her role. 2 additional suspects are awaiting trial, including a 19-year-old Tariana West, who is scheduled to appear in court on September 19th. The third suspect, a minor at the time, has not been identified. Yes, everybody needs to be in jail. Everybody needs to go to prison. Everybody needs to go to prison. And it's so sad because I bet you did it because you were made to feel like you weren't as pretty as her because she looks racially ambiguous. But y'all are equally beautiful. But I'm sure somebody told you that you weren't and you believed it. And so now, you hate this girl so bad that you want to take away her beauty because you don't see your own. I hope that this young woman is able to heal as much of her face as she possibly can. Because to be honest, she's so pretty to me. The discoloration in her skin, once healed, won't make her not beautiful. Like, I'm looking at this girl and I'm like, as soon as she heals, she's going to be pretty with spots. Like, she's still going to be pretty with spots. And I hope that somebody pours into her so she knows that. Because like the terrible feeling of somebody taking something like that from you. My God. Pray for the kids, y'all.
And that teenage.
Y'all got to pour into y'all daughters, man. Y'all got to pour into them so that they feel beautiful, because they can't feel like this is what they should do to somebody. Yeah, I already know. Been told you was ugly and black. Couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth. Looking at all of y'all are adorable. Just, oh my God. And so from that story, I'm going to be popping around a bit, but from that story, I want to go here.
We all know that.
So this is 50 Cent's baby mama. She's the one we talked about last week. She got online and made fun of what was going on with Daphne Joy. Okay, like I don't know how to not say who she is now, but this isn't in pertain to the trial. So, I don't know. Like, I don't know how to talk about this, but y'all know that allegedly Jane Doe is Daphne Joy. And she came out last week and did a video saying, I didn't have to trick myself out like that. I'm a queen, you know, I'm a queen from the Queens and she is a hoe from the Philippines, some shit like that. Like some shit like that. But basically you could tell 50 Cent has caused triangulation between these women. Anytime he got beef with one, he's talking shit about them to the other. Like men do this all the time. They do this with all of the white girls. They do this with the Asian girls. They always do that, right? They always do that. Instead of seeing the man as the problem, they see the other woman as the problem because they've internalized the lies they've been told about themselves. So instead of seeing that woman as beautiful, but obviously deeply missing something inside, but obviously we were both missing something inside because we ended up with the same energy vampire, weird ass, make fun of things that are terrible ass nigga. Like y'all, 50 Cent is a psychopath and everybody acts like he's not because at certain times he's the anti-villain or some shit.
Diddy trial is going on, and we all know my son's father is not happy with it. Like he's not happy. But what Daphne is doing is indicative to her character. It was so it's been rumored and known for years that she has been a pole girl from Vegas. Like that's known. That's known.
Okay. Okay.
And he knew that when he beat her up in California, which he seems like that's just so buried how he beat her up. It was a domestic violence case in California.
And what did I tell y'all about 50 Cent doing the leg work and the psychological work for the Romeo pimp Diddy to come in right behind him? What did I tell y'all about that? What did I tell y'all about 50 being the rough nigga that's so crude right up front that when she gets to Diddy and Diddy is able to talk a certain way and present himself a certain way, but he's the same type of nigga. But we used to tell y'all, I mean, what do you think the shiny shit came from? Back in the day, what made Diddy Puffy stand out was that he was clean cut and shiny like the white boys, but he was doing hip hop that was street. He was able to blend those two things, being like respectability politics shiny, money shiny, but also having a level of grit that doesn't have to really be talked about. 50 Cent is, I'm the nigga from the street that Diddy pays to do the dirty shit that he does. But I'm not really going to be this nigga's whipping boy forever. So I'm going to become the mogul myself. That's those two personalities right there. And so when you tell me that 50 Cent beat that girl really, really bad, and then you tell me she ended up in a relationship with Diddy, that absolutely makes sense. And I also want y'all to stop assigning blame to her because she was into a certain type of sex life. Because if she actually wanted to be a paid per view prostitute, she could have done that. This is a version of that, but it's different. It is the classy based way to prostitute yourself amongst entertainers, because entertainers don't like to get married. Because if they like to get married like the basketball players, then you would have basketball wives. I need y'all to stop trying to demonize these women so that you can make their abuse okay. Everybody is willing to sell parts of themselves to fulfill whatever fantasies they have. Fantasies with sex, fantasies with a lifestyle, fantasies with comfortability, fantasies about love. Whatever the fantasy is, people are willing to give up parts of themselves for that fantasy. And I don't feel like people are being real. Like, I feel like most of the women that get online and talk shit about women like Daphne Joy, girl, are you going to tell me you was going to pass up the money? Think about Jasmine Brown. Think about Jasmine Brown, who was online telling y'all how y'all natural asses was going to get played. And then $1 million nigga applied pressure. And now she over there looking like what? Somebody being paid? Somebody being secured with a luxury lifestyle while also being controlled and probably emotionally and mentally abused by a slightly slow nigga. Is it really any different? Like, I'm just saying, is it really any different? And that's why I get so aggravated with a lot of the women that comment on these things, because a lot of the women that comment on these things, y'all be full of shit acting like y'all can't be bought by a certain type of nigga. It may not be a Diddy type of nigga, but it's a nigga that could absolutely get you up out your shit. Stop playing. The way y'all be out there creaming over dick, and you gonna tell me that girl, and because I fucking know as a woman what we will do for niggas if we love them, if they dicking us down right, if they showering us with attention we ain't never got, taking us on trips. Y'all hoes really gonna sit up here and act like y'all wouldn't be taking these opportunities and these L's? Stop bullshitting with yourself. I'm gonna let her finish.
We all know the Diddy trial is going on, and we all know my son's father is not happy with it. Like, he's not happy. Her office tried to contact me. Hey, y'all tried to contact me to testify in that case. They contacted my child support attorneys for me to question me and to testify in Daphne Joy's domestic violence case.
And what did you do?
Declined.
Of course.
Which I declined.
And why did you do that?
Which I declined.
What do you want to?
What made you decline?
I'm gonna say, what do you want? A cookie?
Fine.
Coercion?
As I'm a mother first, and I'm a woman, but she, during the duration of the relationship with her and 50, she gave me so much shade, and she was trolling me along with him. Like, she thought she was superior. She thought her and her child was.
So you didn't do the right thing so that you could punish her for how she acted like a bird when she was with him.
Want to be superior to Marquise and I. So I said, I'll sit this one out.
Listen, listen, let me tell you something. The way that man treated her child on the internet, the way that man burnt her fucking house down, the way that man beat her, and all she cares about is that she can get back at Daphne Joy for the slick, stupid shit she was doing while she was probably being abused by this nigga, and basically having a battery put in her back for her to have those thoughts and that energy towards you. Girl, I'm gonna need for you to really go sit with yourself and ask yourself why, even though he's the monster in your story, in your son's story, you wanted to protect him over that woman because she said some little slick shit to you while she was with him. That's really, really, really immature. Yes, he burned her house down. See, a lot of y'all ain't been up here all this time with us. And y'all think we don't like these people just because, we don't like, y'all just don't like black men. Y'all just don't like successful black men. Shit. Niggas is terrorizers. She told us that 50 brutalized her. What's the point of all of this? You know why? Because she internalized feeling less than because Daphne is Asian. That's why. Because y'all let colorism and featureism and that exotic bullshit them. Because 50 was the one that said this shit. 50 was the one that was on the radio talking about how the reason why the rich black men go get them exotic looking women is because they tired of dealing with the women that they grew up with. And those women are a sign that they've made it. Getting access to women from other places is a signifier that they've made it. And black women who have to be on the other side of that internalize it instead of seeing it for the bullshit triangulation, for the further abuse and re-victimization of themselves. They internalize it and get mad at the woman. Oh, is it? Is it? Okay, give me a second. Let's see, girl. Let's see. Mm, mm. I don't know. I don't know if it's still up here because y'all know how they like to they'll get some shit scrubbed from the internet now. Also, I feel like him trolling her online is also an extension. Like him trolling her online is an extension of his abusing her. Hold on, let me see. But like 50, 50 Cent is abusive. Like he is. Like I'm still not over what he did to I'm still not over what he did to Tierra Marie. Reposted that girl's sex tape, and then when she sued him, he won because I'm sure he had better lawyers and more money, not because he wasn't wrong. And then he then in return countersues her so that he can get the attorney's fees and shit paid. So now a woman who he essentially harmed is paying him money for what he did to her. Child. I don't see it. I don't see it, y'all. Unless somebody got a link for me, girl. I don't see it. But 50 Cent, Vivica Fox, Notori, like there are so many, and only because they have money and they are able to give people opportunities, do they get away with treating everybody like this? 50 Cent's a terrible human being. I will never understand why y'all keep letting him come up off that moniker. But do y'all see the correlation in the two stories that I just did? The first one is the young black girls that are internalizing how they look and hating on, because you can't tell me that's not what that was about. That's why they threw acid on her. Whenever you throw acid on somebody, they're usually extremely beautiful and people want to make them ugly. Why do you do that? Because you feel ugly, you hating on their beauty, and you've internalized the lies that people have told you about yourself. So you do that. What did she just do? She's internalized the abuse and the bullshit that 50 Cent told her. And so instead of doing the right thing and helping her fucking self, you don't testify because you want to get back at her for the shit that she said. And it's really from a place of ignorance, because once you recognize how abuse works and how it really affects women's brains, not just women, because it happens to gay men too. Once you realize how the abuse is psychological, mental first, you start to realize that anybody that is abusing a person can put a battery in their back and make them say and do whatever, because they basically align whatever is good for them. They align that with the person that they're abusing, and they do that on purpose, because how do you not tell on somebody when they hurt you? The way that you don't tell on somebody when they hurt you is by thinking that your safety, your future is aligned with that person's secret being kept quiet. You start to feel like if you don't stay quiet, your safety, your job, your reputation will all be squandered, put on the line, if you will. Even when people come out and accuse folks of stuff, right? That's why I don't know why y'all always run to the automatic they didn't do it thing. Because it takes so much, I think, for a regular person to come after a powerful person. I feel like it's weird that y'all don't see how hard it is to actually come after some of these people. And how you can't just believe it's all a lie and a money grab, because it's already hard to go against a person with that much money. Because even if you win, people are going to have fans, and those fans are going to hate you. Those fans are going to try to, harm you on behalf of the person that they feel like you harmed because you held them accountable for how they hurt you. Do y'all see this pattern of behavior? Ain't that what happened with Doja Cat? That man was all handsy with her. She says she didn't like it. He gets to get on the internet and get everybody making it seem like she wrong because she expressed not liking how he crossed all of these physical boundaries with her. Jay Ray, thank you for the super chat. Yay, another BondyBlue show. If she doesn't like Daphne for whatever petty reason, fine. But trolling online saying I ain't never blah, blah, blah. And this vid is unnecessary. Like, just quietly sip tea like the rest of us. No, but she has to because she has internalized it. She's internalized it and she want everybody to see, I'm better than her. Yeah, she was pretty and all of that, but I'm better than her. And it's like, are you though? Are you though? Okay. So anybody that's just coming in here, you can rewind the video to the beginning and then you can see my discussion about Doja Cat. Okay. All right. Y'all be blessed with y'all's, perception of things. Y'all be blessed with that because a lot of times y'all's perception gets y'all harmed. So y'all should be safe with that. Let's move on. Dr. Umar Child, listen, that nigga Johnson's daughter, Nisa, calls him a fat funky bitch. Why are we cutting out fat and funky? In Father's Day rant, you ain't been in my life all these years. Okay, girl.
And another thing, Umar, you're not getting a happy Father's Day out of me, you fucking fat monkey bitch. You ain't been in my life for all these years, but you get on the internet talking about some, oh, no snow bunnies. Fuck out of here, dickhead. You're not getting shit. And another thing, Umar, you're not.
I think that was a good Father's Day present for him. Like, he's somebody that's always getting online telling other people how to live. I don't see the problem now that his little girl is on the internet wearing his ass out with nothing but truth. I honestly feel like this is good karma for him. You have gotten your ass online, grifting, lying, and bullshitting with these people so that you could get money out of them. And now your daughter, the representation of the fact that you're a manipulative, lying piece of shit, is on the internet reminding everybody that you're a lying, manipulative piece of shit. I love that. Continue. You know what, young lady? Get it all out. Get it all out, sis. Okay, now, I want you to get it all out, but then remember at some point, you got to let it go. When you get it all out, you then have to let it go. But I'm not about to tell you to let it go just yet. You don't look like you fully in your 30s just yet. See, once we get to like 35 and shit, this is when you got to start doing the work so that you will stop showing up as a person that was traumatized by whatever happened back then. Everybody comes to it in their own time. You know what I'm saying? Especially older people, y'all come to this later in life because y'all have had more time with that mind frame. But yeah, she's 22. Yeah. Sit, girl, get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. She got at least another 10 more years before it's like, I don't even want to talk about that man. I don't want to talk about him. I don't know him. He don't know me. Fuck that nigga. Like, at some point, that will be her response. But at 20-something, girl, get it all off your chest because you go through most of your childhood not being able to express how you truly feel about these motherfuckers because they a parent and you a child and all of this bullshit. Okay? Drag him, girl. Drag him. Let's see what we're moving on. Let's see.
I
don't know who Terrence Bud Crawford is, but I'm sure he's a nigga that some of y'all men know.
On the house and holding the fort down.
Right.
So
Okay.
is definitely appreciated.
Right.
For me to have a person like that in my corner.
But you said something interesting. You said the last one is not by her.
Right. Last one not by her.
Uh-oh. And you mean to tell me how you sit here with your eye not closed?
Things happen. Different circumstances.
How did you walk us through it? How you go home? Hey, babe. How you do, babe?
You notice how men always laugh when they talk about how they humiliating some woman? I'm just saying, they make a joke of it, but I feel like even when I'm watching Latarius and all of them, this is why you have to learn how men are really like playing on your top. Men as a whole are playing on your top, sis. And these are the moments that should let you know that. As soon as somebody says that a man did something really fucked up to a woman, there are men in the room that are laughing. But every little thing a woman does can be emasculating to a man.
How you doing today? I'm good, bud. What's going on? I brought you something. Hey, bud, what's going on?
Shit.
Hey, so how you doing? Sit down. Bud, what you got to tell me, bud?
Nigga got one on the way.
Just like that, bud.
Shit, you can't lie. How you gonna lie? You rather tell her now, or it's gonna be worse when the baby comes.
Right.
Shit, I'm just a man.
What you say?
I am just a man. And when I said that these niggas need to get vasectomies because they don't know how to control their dicks, all y'all hoes on the internet was mad at me. And I was just like, you know what, young women, if y'all are upset with what I said because you want so badly to be able to get $99 out of some stupid ass nigga for child support every month, go ahead, girl. Go ahead. But see, I want to inform anybody that is listening to me that I could possibly catch before they continue to do this. Vasectomies are reversible. Vasectomies are reversible. It is the best birth control that you could have if you don't want to have children that you don't have the temperament for. If you want to be able to sleep with women without having evidence that you slept with them so that you can further get away with cheating on your wives and girlfriends, I would implore you to be like some of the smarter men that we know. You heard I said smarter because they still be dumb. Maurice, Marceau, Scott, Love and Marriage Huntsville, those are two. We know how to pretend to be smart still. Like a lot of y'all niggas don't know how to pretend to be smart. There's a subset group of niggas that are based from the 60s that know how to pretend to have sense. And so when they can pretend to have have sense, child, they know that, okay, well, if I want to be able to get away with cheating, the best way to get away with cheating is not have a baby. Like that's the only real evidence. Ain't nobody else in the room. I'm taking hoes' phones at the door. Okay? Get a vasectomy. Get a vasectomy. That way, you don't have these I'm just a man moments. Like, protect yourself from these outcomes. It's doable. But if you still have the mentality that something is wrong with getting a vasectomy, it's what y'all say, emasculating you not to be able to create children that you shouldn't be having. You see how we could be in 2025 and y'all can still have the mentality of the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. You see how that happens? You see how no matter that we are in 2025 and you can easily go and get a vasectomy and then later on have it reversed if you want to. Even though we have that technology now, y'all are still living in a primitive state of mind where you feel like doing such is emasculating to you, even though it would save you the money you seem to care so much about. And see, this is when you understand that it's really not about the things that they complain about. It's really an attempt to control women. When they won't just go get the vasectomy, it's because they want to be able to have a baby so that they can control a woman. They want to be able to freely, accidentally get you pregnant so that they can have some type of control. And I am starting to think they like having these moments of arguing with y'all about baby mama, baby daddy drama. I am. I'm starting to pay attention. If the man was already somebody that was argumentative, and a lot of niggas are argumentative, every little thing you say to them, they like, taking it the wrong way and all of that type of shit. Pay attention to that, okay? Because those people are extremely hard to co-parent and have children with. Pay attention to that. Them niggas need vasectomies. Once you done calm down and took your ego out of a lot, about the way you move, then you can have some fucking children, okay? Fuck. Also, birth control does work. Yeah, but birth control does a lot of fucked up shit to women's bodies. A lot of the hormones and all of that are not good for women's bodies. So it doesn't need to always be our responsibility to not get pregnant when our orgasm does not make us pregnant. Their orgasm makes us pregnant. We can have sex all fucking day and not get pregnant. If they don't have a condom on their shit, they can't do that. And sometimes even when they do have a condom, they break. And that's because it's not a part of society to teach you niggas like sex. They don't want to ever teach y'all sex. They really should be teaching y'all semen retention. Y'all don't even think that's a real thing. Y'all think that shit magical or something. Have no idea what semen retention is. I had no idea what something niggas could really do.
What you say?
Yeah. Did you yell, scream, dot your eye?
Man,
You had hey, you know what, bud? You ain't got you ain't got no $300,000 car. She got one.
No. She driving Mercedes.
Maybach?
GLE.
No, she gotta get a Maybach.
Oh, you tripping.
Now you tripping. Maybach.
No.
Like,
You gonna Maybach your ass to that GLE. Fuck. Nah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. That mug nice. It drive by itself and all.
Damn.
So she can accept a baby. And they already got a bunch of kids. But he was, oh my God, a Maybach. And something tells me he can afford it. Something tells me he can afford it. Whoever this beautiful woman is, I pray that this helps her leave him. She probably won't because he makes money. But this type of disrespect and humiliation on camera, I can only imagine how he is handling her in person. And in all honesty, y'all know how most boxers handle their women. In all honesty, I have a theory that sometimes they like to get with argumentative type women so that when they hit them, people won't believe that he's just abusive. They'll shift blame and say, oh, they're both abusive. And then totally forget the fact that the nigga's a boxer. And so not only is he trained to hit people, he's trained to take hits. Right? I'm going to tell y'all right now, the way he talking, the way they look, and y'all could tell me something different, but he looks like, you know, it could be different, y'all. I'm not saying this is set in stone, but he looks like the type of man that would probably be also physically abusing her. Physically abusing her, mentally, emotionally abusing her. There are definitely times he's telling her she's not enough, that she's not good enough, that she should just be so happy that he decided to be with her because he's a boxer and he's making a lot of money. That's why he said he's just a man and just shrugged his shoulders at the sacrifice, the emotional turmoil one must go through when they accept a child from an affair. And he just shrugged it off like it wasn't nothing. But the car, that was too much. The Maybach was too much. Y'all know y'all like to not tell people to leave people. Girl, I know this lady don't even know me. And I just hope that God sends her on a journey to where she looks back on herself at this time and feels like I'm so glad I grew past that. I pray that for that lady. Because you can't tell me that nigga not wearing that lady out. You can't tell me he ain't making her feel bad about herself. You can't tell me he not holding how much money he make over her head. You just can't tell me that based off of the way he just postured and shrugged his shoulders at him having a seventh child with another woman after she didn't have 6 of his motherfucking kids. To me, it tells me he don't even value the fact that you've almost died to bring 6 children into this world, that he feel like you're not worth a Maybach. Like, fuck a Maybach. But the fact that you feel like I'm not worthy of a Maybach, but you think you worthy of me accepting a motherfucking baby that you cheated on me to conceive? I want the girls to have more self-esteem. I want the girls to love themselves more. Y'all got to stop thinking that money is enough. Y'all got to stop thinking that being monkey fucked by some stupid ass nigga is enough. It's not enough. It's not enough. What it takes from you. Ask yourself what it takes from you. That's the real test of if it's enough. What does it take from you? Because when having money doesn't make you happy, meaning you could be sitting in that nice ass house crying and miserable, heart hurting, lump in the throat, on vacations, low-key still mad about some shit that he done did, and you know the only reason you on the motherfucking vacation is because he trying to make up for some shit he did. I ain't even got to know that much. I I pray for the girls. I pray for the girls because I really feel like a lot of the times, child, nobody raised the girls to know any better. They just didn't. They just didn't. Antonio Brown, alleged shooting, victim breaks silence. He thought he'd get a free kill. Let's talk about it. Y'all know this crazy nigga. He be on the internet being crazy, and y'all be acting like niggas talking crazy don't mean they actually physically crazy. Okay. Okay, girl. Just because you want to get beast fucked by somebody, huh? Everybody's excited to get beast fucked. Dicked out. Okay. Everyone's heard about Antonio Brown's attempted murder charge after that chaotic scene outside a celebrity boxing match in Miami. It's something about that energy at boxing matches, y'all. Very feral energy, I think, that radiates from the center outward. I think people don't know like spiritual or energetic meanings or consequences to a lot of the things that we do. Anyway, but now the man who says he was nearly killed is speaking out, and he's not holding anything back. Zul Kwarnan Kwame Nantambu, who says he's known Brown since 2022, claims the former NFL star fired 2 shots at him during the altercation. He thought he would get a free kill. Nantambu told the New York Post, referencing Florida's stand your ground law. He plays gangster and plays the police at the same time. Then he blames CTE. Bitch, that sounds accurate. The incident caught on both surveillance and cell phone footage allegedly shows Brown throwing a punch, grabbing a gun from a security guard, and chasing Nantambu while firing. One bullet grazed Nantambu, who later identified Brown in the footage. Their history is messy. Back in 2022, Nantambu says Brown stole a custom pendant during a trip to Dubai and even lied to police, leading to his brief arrest. Though Nantambu was awarded a $968,000 judgment, the case was later tossed. I don't know if Brown premeditated a thought in his mind, like, okay, I'm going to say that he tried to take my chain. And then it says to read the rest, go to ball alert. I hate that ball alert does that. Didn't bro try to rob him? I'm confused. Not the robber playing victim. Didn't he try to rob him? Ain't that y'all? You could tell that people don't read. People, this look at this caption. This caption is not even that long. I'm gonna look this up. Give me a second. I'm gonna look this up for us so that we can see what it fully says. Okay. What's that crazy nigga's name again? Antonio Brown. I need y'all to understand the psychology behind creating famous football players. They're usually all crazy because y'all don't hold them accountable for anything. Them being good at football means that everybody's ignoring all of their bad behavior because somebody who is financially investing in them being a football player knows it's in their best interest for him to keep playing, even though he's making mistakes and doing things that he should be held accountable for so that a change will be forced, or he'll be made to sit his ass down. But that's not what happens. Anytime somebody is good at a sport or good at music or anything where it's polarizing, y'all will excuse their bad behavior from high school to college and into adult life. There will always be people to hold them back from being accountable or responsible for their actions. Okay, let's see. Former NFL receiver Antonio Brown faces a warrant for his arrest on a charge of attempted murder with a firearm. Trying to click this off the screen. Okay, hold up, y'all, because y'all know they be doing the most with the fucking ads. He seems to be blaming the media for his situation. During a weekend of erratic social media activity, even by his usual standards, Brown posted an anti-media quote from Malcolm X before addressing his current predicament. I hate when they do that. First of all, did anybody ever pay attention to Malcolm X? His demeanor wasn't the same as this nigga's. How the fuck you go from being victimized onto a attempt to murder? You see, they control the media, Brown said in parts of a post that blames the situation on racism. The pending charge arose from an incident at a celebrity boxing event last month in Miami. Brown claimed at the time that he was jumped by multiple individuals who tried to steal my jewelry and cause physical harm to me. But being victimized doesn't provide the victim with a license to go on an offensive, which he allegedly did. He's accused of taking a gun from a security officer, chasing a man with it, shooting at him twice, and possibly grazing the man's neck with one of the bullets. If one thing in the stand your ground state to pull out a pistol and start pulling the trigger if someone is trying to rob you. It's one thing in a stand your ground state to pull out a pistol and start pulling the trigger if someone is trying to rob you. It's quite another to turn self-defense into an affirmative attack that includes grabbing a gun from someone else and firing it. That's what I was thinking. But hey, don't listen to the media on this, because we spend too much time trafficking in, facts and reality. Oh my God, that was a really messy post, NBC Sports. That was really, really messy. Okay, and so now I want to go back because I want to see this was from 20 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Antonio Brown uses ChatGPT to challenge his attempted murder charge. Bitch, go to bed. Okay, let me see. Okay, so this one is more recent. Let me read this one. Former Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver, blah, 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 has been at the forefront of yet another serious legal situation in recent weeks. On June 13th, the Associated Press reported Antonio Brown is facing an attempted murder charge stemming from a shooting that took place during an altercation outside an amateur boxing event in Miami, according to an arrest warrant. Brown, 36. That nigga is only 36? My God. I could have sworn that nigga was older than me. My God. Oh, Lord, I'm aging well. Brown, 36, is accused of grabbing a handgun from a security staffer and firing 2 shots at a man he had gotten into a fist fight with earlier. AP News reporter Kurt Anderson noted the victim, Zul Kornan Kwame Ntambu, told investigators one of the bullets grazed his neck. Brown was briefly detained by police on May 17th, the date of the incident, but was released. Said he was released after firing a weapon at people? That's interesting. Since June 13th, however, this legal drama has taken an unexpected turn. Days after authorities in Miami issued an arrest warrant for Antonio Brown, the former NFL star has been traveling in the Middle East, but police don't consider him on the run. He got the heads up. And he ran before they put the warrant out. So then it would seem like he wasn't running and he was just out of town, but he's running. In an Instagram post this weekend, Brown said he was in Iran, although the Herald's review of his latest post shows he has been in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The Miami Herald report continued. In one photo, Brown is posing in front of a Buka boxing banner in a now deleted video. He's seen in what appears to be a red McLaren Artura at Master Key Rent-A-Car. Both locations trace back to Dubai. The Miami Herald added that Miami Police Chief Manny Morales on Monday afternoon told the Miami Herald that detectives believe Brown is still in Dubai, have been in contact with his attorney, and expect him to be taken into custody once he returns to South Florida. Okay. Brown spoke out on these charges as well as the original altercation multiple times on social media. But most recently on June 15th, he said, how the fuck you go from being victimized unto an attempt to murder? You see, they control the media. Took a month to change the narrative. A year or two, them dragging the narrative. Attempt to murder. You see, they only want 3 types of niggas in America: in jail or dead broke. But we're going to ignore that he's been acting like a raving lunatic for years now. Earlier that day, Brown also shared a quote from Malcolm X. We read that part. Finally, after the event in question on May 17th, Brown wrote the following message on X regarding the boxing event that happened last night. I was jumped by multiple individuals who tried to steal my jewelry and cause physical harm to me. Contrary to some video circulating, police temporarily detained me until... Okay, where's the video? Is this the video? No, this is him in the Middle East. Where's the fucking video? I want the fucking video. Okay, where is the video? Hold up, let me find it. Let me find it, girl. Okay, hold up. Come on, South Florida, come through. All right.
And going all night. with versioning from thousands of energy-boosting beads. That starts with new Dr. Scholl's 24-hour energy multi-purpose insoles. It starts with Dr. Scholl's.
Ex-NFL star Antonio Brown is wanted on an attempted murder charge stemming from an incident several weeks ago at a celebrity boxing event.
Let's get to Ari Azar, who joins us live from the Miami Police Department with those details.
Come on.
In high school, played for several NFL teams. He was an all-pro wide receiver, but he's had several brushes with controversy in his career, including one time quitting on his team in the middle of a game. But this is by far the most serious issue that he's had to deal with. On Wednesday, a judge signed an arrest warrant for him on a second-degree attempted murder charge. Now, according to that arrest warrant, Brown fired the shots that you just heard. It happened during a chaotic scuffle last month at a boxing event in Little Haiti. At the time, Brown was detained but not arrested. He even tweeted a statement saying that he did nothing wrong, that he was...
Bro, that looked like security. That looked like security. I know it looked like he being jumped by people, but I believe, yeah, I'm 37. I'm a year older than him. I could have sworn that he was like older than me, like he was in his 40s or something. But I feel like he's fighting security.
Jumped by a group of men who he said tried to steal his jewelry and that he was looking into his legal options. Now he needs a criminal defense lawyer. The warrant says Brown grabbed a gun from the holster of a security guard and then ran at the guy who he was fighting, a man who he had just exchanged punches with, and fired 2 shots at him but missed. And the warrant says much of what happened is captured on security camera and cell phone videos. Now, at this point, we do not know if Brown has surrendered himself. We don't know if he's going to do what the warrant said. We said tried to steal his jewelry and that he was looking into his legal options. Now he needs a criminal defense lawyer. The warrant says Brown grabbed a gun from the holster of a security guard and then ran at the guy who he was charged. Now, according to that arrest warrant, Brown fired the shots that you just heard. It happened during a chaotic scuffle last month at a boxing event in Little Haiti. Wednesday, a judge...
Okay. Hold up. Again. This person behind them on that fucking scooter. Okay. Okay. That guy on the ground looks like security. Like, I'm gonna just say this, okay? It seems like it's still up for debate amongst us, but the fact that a judge put out a warrant for him, I feel like the part of the video that shows whether he was actually being jumped by a bunch of people, I feel like once he saw the video that was out, he knew he would be able to say that because that's how it looks. But some of those people, like the bald men, the one that was on the ground, one that I see like moving his hand out, one trying to talk to him, like there are a whole bunch of bald men out there that look like security guards, and some of them are dressed in all black. But based on what this person is saying from the story we read on Instagram, the person who apparently he got into this altercation with says that actually Antonio stole his shit one day. Their history is messy. Back in 2022, Nintambu says Brown stole a custom pendant during a trip to Dubai and even lied to police, leading to his brief arrest. Though Nintambu was awarded an almost $1 million judgment, the case was later tossed. And so now I feel like if that's true, even if they were outside and dude was like, are you wearing my fucking pendant, and went to snatch that shit and it ends up being a fight, I could still feel like he don't get to grab no gun and start shooting as if he couldn't have possibly harmed all of those other people. He endangered everybody else around him. I think a lot of people live in a movie where y'all think just because something is happening to somebody, they get to be completely reckless in response. No. Antonio Brown may be suffering from CTE, but since we won't be able to actually prove that, the public needs to be protected from him either way. The public needs to be protected from him either way. him having CTE possibly, because again, I feel like we can't know that until he dies. Isn't that right? That the only way you could tell that somebody has CTE is if they die and you cut open their brain, or are there new tests that I've missed that you can now prove this? There's speculation of that. And I'm sure it's true. But that even more so means we know something's wrong. He's not safe for everybody to be around. And y'all think that showcasing that him having, not y'all, but people and himself feel like having CTE means we should not protect everybody else around him from him because it's not his fault. Is that what y'all think? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, y'all. Antonio Brown is a menace to society and has been. And I need for y'all to stop feeling like people who are not safe for the rest of us to be around should be free to walk around because you feel bad for them about some shit. Are they a threat to everybody though? Yes. The fuck? It be simple to me, girl. Let's move on. Let's move on. Where else do I want to go? Where else do I want to go? Charlemagne, what's happening?
Not if they're normal levels. Like the guy's throwing up and then there's no reaction. He's throwing up at you as a weapon, maybe.
The only way that it would look dominant to me is if you was throwing up because you was sucking your own dick.
Oh,
so, like you was sucking your own dick and
you got
making
something
yourself
about
gag.
yourself.
You like, and you sucking your dick. Because I'd be impressed, like, oh, he can suck his own dick, and then you're causing yourself to throw up. That would scare me. I'd be like, oh shit. Especially if you sucked it and threw up and was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. You suck yourself some more, throw up. That'd be crazy. That'd be wild.
That's some real disgusting shit, man. Keep it to yourself.
I'm just saying.
You're just saying? What do you mean you're just saying?
You just asked a question.
You just gave like a whole thing about like a whole visualization of you
question.
giving.
I'm showing you how to make that look more dominant is what I'm saying.
That's probably the least dominant thing I've ever seen. If somebody
no.
if I saw a homeless guy doing that, I'd stomp his head in. I would attack him.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't go nowhere near a man sucking.
Actually, you're right. I would think it's way too disgusting, but not dominant, just disgusting. Like that guy.
If you saw a man sucking their own dick in the street,
not if they're normal levels. Like the guy's throwing up and then there's no reaction. He's throwing up at you as a weapon.
Okay, so are we seeing this pattern of behavior where somebody's talking about something and then another person brings up sex in this very graphic way that starts to make everybody feel uncomfortable? It's giving grooming.
run off the block. You probably would call somebody. You'd be like 911. There's a man on this block sucking his own dick.
Why do the bugs always just
run off the block? You probably would call. Quentin Tarantino movies say the N-word a lot, and I know you like that.
I like it, yeah.
Yeah,
that's like I don't. I mean, is that okay with you?
Oh, I like saying crack ass cracker, so it don't bother me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not gonna give you a pound because I don't want you to say the N-word, but I do reserve the right to say crack ass.
But why can you say that, but I can't?
No, you can say whatever you want.
Will you get offended if I do?
Well, you just got to deal with the consequences of it.
Everybody already knows I say it.
You do? You don't say it around black people though.
I don't say it on camera or around tough.
Why would you platform this person?
Looking black people.
I'm not tough, but I'm just saying.
You got a tough guy out there.
Here's the thing about life: you can say whatever you want. You just got to deal with the consequences of whatever it is you say.
But would you be offended by it? Besides, let's say I had no consequences. My offense is super racist.
I don't take offense easily, but I would be offended by it because you're using it for content.
No, I'm using it to be derogatory.
Oh, see that? Okay, I can kind of respect. Quinn, I can kind of respect that because
why can you respect it?
I've never been a person to use that word as a term of endearment. Like,
really?
I use it the way crack ass crackers use it.
What about you? Usually use the A or the R?
The R.
Oh, that's yeah.
Why is this funny?
No,
we can pound it on that.
No,
we agree,
motherfucker.
though. We're on the same page. That ends with an R2, and you said it was vitriol. I like it.
I can kind of respect. I'm here, baby.
People feeding off of negative emotions are always so weird to me.
You say black men don't cheat on their wives, but you used to cheat on yours all the time.
Suck my. Yo, what's up with you?
How does that make
Yo,
any sense,
suck
my?
What? How dare you bring up something like that? What's your problem?
Just asking.
You're bringing up old shit for no fucking reason.
It's a good question.
But yes, I did used to make mistakes.
But you said black men don't cheat on their wives.
But yes, because and
Are you black?
I'm gonna say something to you that you can't repeat either. Black men don't cheat, black boys do. Now, I know to you that a lot of black people, all black men are boys.
I didn't say that.
Yes, but I can tell that you're thinking it. I'm here.
This is such a weird thing. And I have to understand why Charlemagne would platform someone like this. Because he knows his audience has no idea who the fuck this is. So why would you go in? Like, there's a part of this that feels very, let's join together so that we can exploit our respective sides. That's what it feels like. It feels like let's get together so that we can make money off of the emotions, the negative emotions of our fan bases. Black people are going to engage with the content because how dare you be so disrespectful and racist, blah, blah, blah. And then white people are going to respond, I hate black people. That whole thing. And I kind of feel like when we talk about energy being low level, when we talk about people being exploitive for weird shit, like what's the point of this? This is what I mean. Like Charlemagne starts off being like a old nigga groomer, creepy type vibe with talking about sucking dick. And then we get into like this racist shit where you say something that he feels like he can align with, and then he tries to pound you for being a good boy. When they tell y'all that black men like the race play, believe them. Believe them when they tell y'all that. Just creepy. Oh, Lord, girl. All right. So Simon Guobadia is back from ICE and has not gotten a chance to shave. It's creepy. He says he is back. My heart still full of love for this life, actually, even more now. I think he's gross. And I'm kind of like low-key annoyed that he's gonna be on the internet talking to us. Like I wish he wasn't on the internet talking to us. I don't follow him, but I follow the blogs, and the blogs are gonna post him because he's connected to Portia. And so here we are. It's all women's fault because in this moment it's all Portia's fault. So it's all women's fault. Okay. In case you guys missed it. Y'all can we do white people shit right quick before we get to the nitty gritties? Okay. Y'all, Sarah Jessica Parker. I have not watched that last season of And Just Like That. I am one of the girls that came late to Sex and the City, but it's one of my favorite shows to watch. People like Cecilia. I hate my mind goes blank and I'm forgetting people's names. But Cecilia Regina on TikTok, her and a lot of other content creators that do breakdowns of Sex in the City. I love people that break down white TV shows content. It's very reminiscent of my Now That We're Grown series. So I have been seeing the way the girls have been tearing Carrie's ass up. Okay, they have been tearing Carrie's ass up to the point that it's now bleeding into what's happening with Sarah Jessica Parker. In a new interview on Call Her Daddy podcast, the actress reflected on how comments about her looks took an emotional toll during her time as Carrie Bradshaw. She says discussions of my physical person were the hardest, like stuff that I couldn't change and wouldn't change and had never considered changing. Parker recalled one specific moment that left her in tears. It was brought to my attention that a magazine said something really mean about who I am, how I look, and it was like a kick in the rubber parts. I was just like, why is this a problem? Why do you seem to delight in saying it? And I called two of my friends and I was sobbing because it felt so purposeful. Parker went on to say she wasn't prepared for the scrutiny that came with being on a hit TV show. Being on a television show in particular was probably a real test of my coping mechanisms because I wasn't prepared. And this was before social media. So she's talking about when the first show came out, but they've been tearing her ass up in real life. Like they've been tearing her ass up bad for this travesty of, a reboot. At that time, I thought I was a fairly confident person, but it really comes into question and is tested when you're kind of filleted in a way, she said. We're better for those kinds of experiences, but not all of us are good at it right away. That was so real and so true. And there's a video that I'm going to play for y'all in my members only before we get into the K Michelle thing. Please remind me to play the Sex in the City clip for y'all because I don't want to play it here. Because it's long and sometimes the conversation goes over people's heads a little bit. So I want to play that one in my members only. But I feel like it made such a good point about how it was basically saying that she and Joan from Girlfriends are similar characters in which they are trying to fight against the social expectations of what being a woman means in their respective time frame. So they're dealing with living in a world that wasn't created for them, meaning that the 90s, 2000 version of women are still dealing with the programming of the years before. They're still living with the ideas of the programming from before. And in order, at the beginning, the very beginning, the person says something about how in order to be a woman in this society and actually love yourself and have your own self identity, you have to be able to view yourself outside of what is expected of you. Like there are two warring things going on inside of you: how you're being socialized and the version of you that you actually see, the version of you that you actually like. And your entire life is you basically fighting to be the person you actually are versus the person you're being forced to be through society pressures, right? And a lot of people don't see how subtle those things are, but they're all over the place. But yeah, it's a good conversation to be had. And I really wanted to get into that. So we're going to get into that into my, my members only. But let's get into Justin Bieber, and then we're going to float back into Diddy and Tyler Perry before I get out of here. Okay, so Justin Bieber. Girl, Justin Bieber has been in the news. He put out these text messages. I wanted to read them. And then I think there's a clip that I saw that I want to watch with y'all. Because I've been talking about, I said I was paying attention to him ever since he said that shit about Haley and her Vogue cover. Ever since then, I'm like paying attention to you because you're a product of some of these same niggas that we talking about now. Diddy, Usher, all of them. He's a product of those people. And so that's going to show up in some type of way. It's also, product of being a white boy raised in the entertainment industry. So you've been a victim, but a lot of the times you become a victimizer. Okay. Justin Bieber. I will never suppress my emotions for someone. Conflict is a part of relationships. If you don't like my anger, you don't like me. My anger is a response to pain I have been through. Asking a traumatized person not to be traumatized is simply mean. Yeah, I'm not used to someone lashing out at me. It's not that I don't see and feel your anger. Ouch. This friendship is officially over. I will never accept a man calling my anger lashing out. I enjoyed our short-lived relationship. I wasn't kidding when I told you I didn't need you as a friend. I have good friends who will respect these boundaries. I thought you were a pussy, which is why I always kept my distance, but I was willing to give you the benefit, he can't spell benefit, of the doubt. This confirms you were the pussy I always thought you were. Middle finger, please leave me alone now. I'm a pussy? Blocking you now. Yo, Justin Bieber's a psycho. Okay, so in real life, you don't get to abuse people and then tell them they have to stay quiet about your abuse in order to prove their loyalty to you as a friend. I need y'all to gather yourselves. I heard somebody say something today and I really wanted to say it and I wanted to hit. Loyalty is based off of mutual respect and compassion, not money, not movies, not TV shows, not anything financial. Mutual respect and compassion. That's how you gain loyalty from people. You are not owed loyalty to people because you bought them some shit. You're not owed loyalty to you're not owed loyalty. If you don't respect the person you're asking for the loyalty from. I need everybody to get their fucking life. Loyalty equals mutual respect and compassion, meaning respect that goes both ways. A lot of y'all think a person doing shit for you means you have to be loyal to them. And a lot of y'all now feel like, and not y'all, but y'all, you feel like you're owed loyalty when you don't even respect the person you're asking for the loyalty from. That's why whenever y'all have these conversations, about Glorilla or any other woman out there that's dating and is single and she telling y'all she not about to be faithful to no nigga, and y'all get mad because women are supposed to still be stupid and think that we should be out here saving ourselves, waiting for a nigga that's fucking us and 10 other women to marry us so that we can then have this loyalty that they were been supposed to be giving us because that's what they were asking of us. Now that we're out of that, everybody's mad. Everybody's mad. You have to mutually respect people. It sounds like to me Justin Bieber disrespected this person. When this person addressed it because they have self-respect and boundaries, Justin Bieber flips it and acts like his boundaries aren't being respected because he's being told about the way he lashed out at them. Child, the narcissism is sickening. Very, very sickening. Now listen, if you love me, show me some love. I gotta find something. I'll be right back.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay, so y'all remember how we were talking about the man of the year trend going on TikTok? That's how I saw this. Hold up. Man of the year, right? You see this right here. Hold up, let's rewind it. It starts off, she's trying to take a picture, and he's like, no, bitch, get away from me. She's like, never mind. They get out. He closes the door on her as she's getting out of the car. She almost trips. He keeps going. Doesn't give a fuck. Now she's running after him. Why does he look like that? Not him being hugged up with Jaden. Man of the year. Fucking angry. It's really angry. Look at that stare. Man of the year. Oh, wow. It just go to show how he don't like her. Everybody else can touch him but her. That's really mean. Oh, no, not him wiping the kiss off. Hold up. Did they say anything? I missed it. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Can't even get this nigga to hold her hand. That's the one I saw. Wait, oh, was this it? Hold up. Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber's moments, worst ranked. Whenever she's trying to hold his hand, he pulls his hand away. Yeah, these are subtle things that people do all the time. Doesn't want to hold hands. Doesn't open the door for her. Open the door for somebody else though.
I would have got rid of you a long time ago.
Leaves Haley. Yeah, we saw that one. She fell. Like she was trying to go behind him. He left her. She fell. He didn't even care.
You just look like a playground? Does this look like a playground to you?
No way. He is not very involved, to be honest. I think he trusts my vision.
She was involved in pretty much all of the decision making as far as like the wedding was concerned.
And we saw that. Okay. So there are a lot of people that feel like, you know, Hailey Bieber is just setting him up so that she can leave him and take all of his money. Right? Right? That's what everybody's saying. Okay. So I had heard something and it made me want to look her up because I had no idea who the fuck Hailey Bieber was for real. Haley Rolled Baldwin from the Baldwin family, born to Stephen Baldwin, and he's the youngest of the Baldwin brothers. And graphic designer Kenya Deota Baldwin. Okay, she's been modeling. Like I said, the first modeling agency Bieber signed with was Ford Models, appearing in magazines in 2014. I don't know if she was around Justin Bieber in 2014, but it seems like, you know, she comes from an entertainment family. So I'm very confused as to why people are framing her like she's like a money hungry person. It says Bieber's first career, and they're talking about her. Haley's first career aspiration was to become a professional classical ballet dancer, but her training ended due to a foot injury. In addition to English, Bieber speaks some Portuguese, as the maternal side of her family is Brazilian. Haley and Justin Bieber briefly dated from December 2015 to January 2016 before splitting, then reconciled in June 2018. So the girl has been doing shit because of who her family is for years, right? The couple got engaged in July 2018. They were married in November 2018. The Biebers held a second wedding ceremony in September 30th, 2019. It was announced that Haley was pregnant with their first child. They announced their firstborn son August 23rd, 2024. Oh yeah, it of course it's going downhill. What did I tell y'all? Baby goes down, it goes downhill automatically. Especially when the guy it's all about him, it's all about him, it's all about him. Bieber was raised evangelical Christian. Oh, that definitely means you're being raised to not respect women. Let's see. She was hospitalized with stroke-like symptoms in 2022 and was discharged the following day. In a 12-minute video she posted on her YouTube video, she revealed she had suffered with a ischemic attack, commonly known as a mini stroke, temporary stroke with noticeable symptoms. Caused by a patient, what is this? A foramen ovale, y'all, it's ASD, is a congenital heart defect in which blood flows from the atria of the heart. Some flow is a normal condition, both pre-birth and immediately post-birth via the foramen ovale. However, when this does not naturally close after birth, it is referred to as a patter. Okay, so she has a heart defect and she had to have surgery for that. Bieber stated that she had an ovarian cyst the size of an apple. Is anybody picking up on it yet? I'll tell you when I'm done reading. Her ovary, and she had a cyst a few times in November. In 2023, Bieber issued a statement about her mental health in which she revealed that she has been fragile since the beginning of the year after dealing with online rumors about Selena Gomez. So I've heard a lot of things about Hailey Bieber, and I'm sure, you know, she's some like, you know, jealous bratty bitch that, you know, copy and pasted her life from Selena Gomez. I'm sure. But it seems to me that Justin Bieber is sucking the life out of the children of Salem. Like, the girl is continuously sick. We saw the way he was treating her. She chased him for years. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. I've heard that a lot. And I feel like I don't care. Like I've heard that a lot. And it just kind of makes me feel like, first of all, you're chasing something because of your family dynamic, right? Little girl who's famous dads, the whole family is full of famous men. It gives all the attention is towards men. So of course she would grow up chasing a famous man. Dad is a famous man. She probably had to chase for affection, validation, or attention. And so then she grows up and she does it with Justin Bieber. But Justin Bieber is a narcissistic soul suck that seems to like to infantilize himself whenever being held accountable for abusive behavior. So that tells me that her people pleasing and thirstiness has gotten her into this horrible relationship, and he's making her sick, and she hasn't realized it yet. She's still doing really well for herself in the process of all of it, but I feel like he's making her sick. Like men like that, they will drain you. Anything that's wrong with you, it will then be exacerbated, like COVID or something. Okay. So yeah. Oh, her dad is religious. So yeah. But I'm just saying, y'all, I feel like I'm still seeing this man be extremely rude to this woman. And I feel like there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for his behavior in the blog post. Like these text messages, like the fuck? These DMs, like, are you serious? Like, what? What did this nigga say again? I will never suppress my emotions for someone. Conflict is a part of relationships. He's literally using therapy language against somebody. That's what he's doing. Like, you can be angry, but you don't get to respond to people any old type of way and then tell them they can't respond to you. Like, that's not how that happened. Asking a traumatized person to not be traumatized. Are you fucking kidding me? You need to go heal or get the fuck away from people. But you don't get to be a tornado and fuck up other people's space and hurt their feelings and be shitty to them because of what you've been through. Go heal and get the fuck out of everybody's face. The fuck? That's crazy. All the person said was, I'm not used to someone lashing out at me. It's not that I don't see and feel your anger. I'm not used to people talking to me like that. The fuck? Ouch. This friendship is officially over. Man, fuck you. Are you serious? Bye. Bye, my nigga. Deuces. Fuck be going on with y'all. Oh, Lord. All right, let's skip. Let's jump. Let's hop. Where do I want to go? Let's go. Oh, girl. Okay. I want to find. Child, 50 Cent is defending Tyler Perry. Red flag. Red flag, red flag, red flag. I think we'll talk about Diddy another time, but I really just want to go into this conversation a little bit more. Okay. So the initial offer with the hidden agenda. Derek Dixon says it all started when Tyler Perry offered him a role in a TV pilot called Losing It. According to Dixon, Perry's offer wasn't just professional. It came with inappropriate undertones. He alleges that Perry sent him suggestive texts describing a personal relationship, calling it loyal but emotionally detached, and heavily implying sex was part of the deal. And that's what I'm saying. Loyal, like people use loyal in a way to imprison you. Not because they actually want like real loyalty, real mutual respect. That's why I said mutual respect is needed for loyalty. And you have to figure out if somebody is respecting you in the same way that they're requiring respect from you. I mean, you have to make sure you're getting mutual respect here, not just you respecting them. And that's hard to do when somebody is in a power position, when they're your boss or they're offering you a job. First assault at Perry's estate. In January 2020, Perry allegedly invited Dixon to his home in Georgia. After a night of drinking, Dixon says he was too drunk to drive and ended up sleeping in a guest room. That's when he claims Perry climbed into bed with him, groped him, and pinned him down while trying to remove his underwear. Dixon says Perry told him, "Relax, just let it happen," leaving him frozen and shocked. Second incident on private island. Months later, during a cash trip to Perry's private island in the Bahamas, Dixon says things escalated. Perry allegedly groped him again, this time in front of others. According to Dixon, Perry made it clear he didn't want anyone else touching him and warned him to stay away from other cast members. He's being territorial. That's what usually with women, men being territorial of women makes women feel good. I think men sometimes kind of know a little bit better, but a man that isn't open about being gay, he's still living in a world of heterosexuality. That's probably not going to feel good to him. Threats to kill off his character. Dixon played Dale on Perry's show The Oval, a gay homeless man who slowly found a place in the show. After Dixon began rejecting Perry's advances, he claims Perry threatened to write his character off. Eventually, Dale was shot 4 times in a cliffhanger ending, leaving his fate up in the air. Dixon says this was Perry's way of exerting control, either comply or disappear from the screen. Okay? First comment. We love you, Tyler. We been knew you was gay, bro. Ain't nobody tripping on that. I don't see no crime here. They want to take down all successful black men. Let's not let them do it. This story is worth 99 cents. Nothing to see here. Don't waste your time reading like I did. I'd like to reclaim my time, please. Look like they were entertaining each other. These texts are mid. Sexual harassment is a reach. What if it's just a random number saved with the name Tyler Perry? The most shocking part of these texts is Tyler's grammatical errors. Is that shocking? Is that shocking? I don't really need a breakdown. I stand with Tyler. So this is most people's response, which is so fucking weird. Motherfuckers is weirdos, man. Y'all really think y'all need to be loyal to a nigga y'all don't know because he's been selling y'all degraded versions of media? That's one of the reasons why Spike Lee detested Tyler Perry. If you go back and watch the difference in the feeling of the movies, I feel like you can see why. Like, Spike had every right to feel that way. You degraded, like, you're a black director. You're supposed to be like upgrading or, you're supposed to be like evolving us in some type of way instead of keeping us in the same place. I think the work has to speak for itself. And if the work doesn't help people grow out of certain ideals and circumstances that can be harmful, it's keeping them in that place. Tyler Perry's work keeps y'all in a certain place. Spike Lee's work was meant to kind of like make you aware of what you were doing so that you could pull yourself out of it. It was very, very obvious. So I want to play something for y'all with this Tyler Perry situation because we read those text messages yesterday. So if you want to hear my breakdown of those text messages, you should go watch that. So I'm going to play this and I really hope that it's able to, because it's really degraded. So I'm hoping it'll, it'll fly. If it doesn't, I'll have to separate it from this video and just, take the L on it. But here we go. I'm not sure exactly what part Tyler Perry, what part of New Orleans he's from. New Orleans is not that big. So anywhere, expect, his age, probably anywhere from uptown, downtown, might be Holly Grove, maybe out front of town. It just depends. I'm not sure, but it would not make any huge change in anything. Like, it wouldn't make a huge change. So I don't know if y'all have ever seen this character, but Cousin Elsie is, I believe, the character that Tyler Perry is playing when he plays Medea.
Oh, well, look at you. You look so perfect in your little white nurse's uniform. Oh, except for this little stain here on your neck.
Some bedside manner.
Okay. So y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw that, right? Okay. The Wayans brothers have how many boys? A bunch of boys in their family. Big family. In every big family, there are creeps. There are male creeps. There are female creeps. We know what the male creeps look like. This is what the female creep looks like. And I believe that a lot of Black men have encountered this creep. Various layers, but they've encountered this creep ass old lady before, right? I think Tyler Perry encountered the same creep. He's talked about it. He's talked about being assaulted by a woman. The characters that he has created, what happens on the screen, is indicative of what's happening inside of Tyler Perry. So, to me, this specific type of role, think about that when he plays Medea. Think about being somebody that this was done to, and now they're a person that's doing this to other people. A lot of y'all are not going to see the nuance in those text messages because you don't want to see the nuance in the text messages. A lot of y'all don't seem to understand. As somebody that claimed to be professional, yes, Antoine Fisher was another one. Good movie that displayed that. As a professional, as he claimed to be, he literally says in these text messages, he's a professional. Being a professional would mean not trying to fuck an actor that you're offering a job to. That would be professional. There are so many men out there. Why wouldn't Tyler Perry date other men in his tax bracket? Why wouldn't Tyler Perry date men who are openly gay? Why are you trying to apply pressure to a man that is not in a space to be actually gay? Not secretly and not openly. You don't want to be openly gay. And you're trying to convince this man that he should have some type of sexual experience. That within itself is creepy. It's grooming. And then when you add to the actual assault that he's being accused of, yeah, motherfucker, I don't understand how y'all go straight to no. I don't understand. And then another thing I need for y'all to understand, billionaires are not Black. Billionaires are not Black. They're not Black first. They're billionaires first. When are y'all going to get that? Because a lot of y'all are looking at this like you protecting your good Black uncle that somebody lying on. Y'all, anything that will cause Tyler Perry harm as a Black man can be remedied with being a billionaire. You cannot look at him and think he is like the rest of you. He's not. He's a billionaire, which means he's already been doing shit that he's getting away with. He's already exploiting somebody in order to become a billionaire. Y'all don't want to deal with that. But in real life, nobody becomes a billionaire without exploiting somebody somewhere. Nobody. Not even your faves. Not even your faves. It may not be in a sexual way, but exploiting labor, exploiting other people's talents, stealing shit from people, all of that is exploitation. When you become a billionaire, you have literally, essentially bought a version of whiteness. This is where history comes into play because you learn that almost every white nationality, Italian, Irish, the only one that hasn't had to actually earn whiteness is the English ones, and that's because they created the bullshit. Like during that era of creating what whiteness was, English people started that shit. Portuguese people started that shit. But there are other groups of white people that had to come to America and earn their whiteness through commerce. They had to build an infrastructure so that they could make a lot of money so that they can then buy their people's whiteness. This is what the Irish people did. This is what the Italian people did. This is what the Jewish people did. Here in America, people have the ability to buy proximity to whiteness. Y'all don't see it because Black people are always leaning into their Blackness because it's a part of their identity. But the truth of the matter is they are no different. They are no different than any other group of people of color that can assimilate into whiteness and leave all of the other Black people to deal with whatever we got to deal with because we have not purchased our whiteness. We don't have enough money to purchase our whiteness. I'm just saying, y'all, I need y'all to stop seeing them as good Black men being teared down. No, bitch. No, that's not it. That's not it. Like this is not it, y'all. That's not what's happening. Y'all are not on the same level playing field. Those same people that you seek to protect because of Blackness will take advantage of you by using your Blackness. They will allow you to think that y'all are kin so that they can pull y'all into a sense of false safety, false security. And then when you think you're safe, they're going to pounce on you. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Him switching conversations and making them sexual when they weren't sexual. I heard so many Black women. I stand with Tyler. Somebody finally said it. Tyler was definitely out of line texting one of his subordinates, but the conversation seemed very mild at best because this is grooming. It's grooming. It's only mild because Derek is sidestepping the advances. And in fact, I feel like when women, you really women, this is why women piss me off with this. Because women, we do this all the time. We do this all the time, y'all. We engage with people who we really want to get the fuck out of our face for safety. We do it all the time. How many times are you out somewhere and somebody's talking to you and you're like, yeah, you're smiling, you're shaking your head, and you really just want them to get the fuck out of your face. But you know you can't respond that way because if you respond that way, that's going to get some type of negative reaction that you don't want. Hello, Doja Cat. Listen, I love when my shows are circular like that. I love, girl. Yes. Fawning saves lives. No, I tell y'all this all the time about how often I don't make eye contact and how one of the reasons why I will always wear shades a lot is because it doesn't, like, people don't get access to my eyes. You don't get direct, like, access to my eyes. Because in person, listen. But yes, I don't understand how y'all could, how women who are always in positions of having to, like, sidestep men and keep shit cute, how you could read those texts and not see that that's what was happening. And then people were he never rejected him. He never rejected him. I can see that perspective in reference to Doja Cat. Okay. All right. Listen, I'll walk you there. I will walk you there. Tyler was checking that man's temperature, and dude don't want to be a total dick or go off, so he is declining gently because he's thinking, let me block it, and he will grow tired and move around. Yes. I'm like, we don't do that all the time. Being a married woman, I struggle with this a lot, especially when you're out and you have men trying to talk to you. I try to be nice and kind, but I don't want no problems, sir. Girl, all the time. Ring or no ring. She said if she was uncomfortable, she would just leave or block him. Yeah, but the point is you felt uncomfortable. Hello. And you don't understand that when somebody is making you feel uncomfortable, it's intentional. Y'all think that everything people do is just them being themselves and they don't know how they affecting you. Yeah, they do. People that do shit like this, they know exactly what the fuck they're doing and they're relying on you not knowing what the fuck they're doing. They're relying on you to not know what they're doing. Y'all. Once Dixon quit his job due to his role on the Oval, Perry started getting more and more personal with Dixon, knowing that Dixon was now under his control. Perry would often say things like, I give and give and give, and no one ever does anything for me in return. Typo. No one ever gives me what I want. Or that might have been just a copy of the text message, and he had a lot of typos in his text. I imagine that's because he's typing fast. No one ever gives me what I want or what I need, implying that Dixon was not giving him sex. Also, Tyler Perry was texting a lot while he was drunk. So that's another reason why he's making these like errors in text. Perry started asking Dixon about Dixon's sexual preferences and what role Dixon took on when engaging in sexual acts, i.e. whether he was a top or a bottom, which in sexual terms means whether Dixon preferred to give or receive anal. Perry further indicated to Dixon that he had sex with men before and that he was a top. Perry further told Dixon that when you have a big dick and when you hit the G-spot right on these bottoms, they go crazy. Perry further told plaintiff, y'all, why would he be sending that man that? That man is not saying, oh yeah, let me see. Not once did that man like actually engage in a way that was outright, yeah, let me see what's up. Like that never happened. It was always him kind of curtailing or saying what he feels like Tyler wants to be told. He didn't offer anything. Perry further told plaintiff that he wanted a man who was in a relationship with another individual, but with whom he could be emotionally involved and engage in sexual acts with, like a friend with benefits relationship, because Perry did not have time to deal with the emotional aspect of a relationship, only the physical. So he's trying to create a bond with somebody without doing any of the work required to gain the bond. What did I tell y'all about people trying to skip the labor? You're trying to skip the labor that it takes in order to form a relationship with somebody. That's why you want him to have somebody else there so you can just call him and get him to come and fuck you and then send him on his way. Okay? Despite these comments, Dixon knew that a full-throated refusal would land him in the doghouse and might result in his role being cut on the Oval, fearing that his career would end before it began. Dixon put up with these comments and continued to maintain that he was not the sexual type. On or around, that's why you could see, that's why I'm like, how are y'all saying that the man was like fully engaging in this when almost everything Tyler is saying is trying to convince him to do something? Like, if somebody is down for something, you don't have to convince them. Despite these comments, Dixon knew that, okay, right, I said that. Fearing that his career would end before it began, Dixon put up with these comments and continued to maintain that he was not the sexual type. On or around March of 2020, Dixon received a script for The Oval. He was written in as a series regular and was therefore expected to quit his job with legendary events. Dixon's character was written as a gay homeless and desperate store clerk who had to sleep with one of the other characters for a place to stay. More importantly, at the end of the season, his character would be shot 4 times in the chest. Dixon felt that this was a way for Perry to test Dixon out for a year and see if he would be loyal to Perry. Meaning that this is a way to hold the job over his head. And now I want y'all to think about, how many times did Gary get killed and then brought back? How many times? Yeah, what happened to Tyler Perry's child? Hopefully he's always with the mama. Hopefully he's always with the mama. I told y'all I didn't like the way Tyler was talking about his child when he was like, oh, he only gets a book in this because, you know, I have money. He don't have money. Nigga, whoa. 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 But I wonder how many times Gary, because that's what I kept thinking about, y'all. I kept thinking about all the times on Sisters that Gary was seemingly supposed to be killed off and then he would come back. It is a possibility that he didn't just do that with this person, but that he did it with several people. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta go, and I will come back for members only at 6 o'clock. So, you know, if you a member, girl, we'll talk. We'll talk. Lady D, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Y'all, I forgot to monetize my video yesterday. Bitch, when I clicked on that shit and it said 6,000 views and it wasn't monetized, I was like, oh no, not me losing money, child. Jupiter Sun, thank you for the super chat. I'm so exhausted with people weaponizing mental and neurological illness. I suffer with mental illness and I'm doing the work to be better and do better. I know that's right. Thank you. Banji baby, thank you for the super chat. Not gonna lie, I feel like he's texting himself. You think the dude is texting himself? Tyler Perry situation? Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a possibility. If that's what you meant, it's a possibility. I'm not gonna argue that. That's why I said the text messages, if they are like validated, if the text messages are verified and shown that they're true, this is where I'm at with it. And it wouldn't, you know, and it aligns with what I feel like we've all been seeing and whispering about for years now. QB, thank you for the super chat. I hear what you mean by the whole message, but the etymology goes back to meaning to suffer with. Our language is even sadistic on many levels. It is. It is, girl. It is. When I figured out some of the names that they named our female parts, and I forgot which one it was, but it like relates to shame, like to, you know, so we be shameful, feel shame about our vaginas. Bitch, I reject that. That's why you got to sit in the mirror and look at your coochie until you get turned on. It's something to do for yourself. Danielle, thank you for the super chat, love. I had an encounter with Haley's dad many years ago, and now say he's trash and likely set her up for toxic relationships. I believe you. All in Baldwin niggas is crazy. Thank you. Is it Maisha? Thank you. Love your Pick Me song. Have a beautiful day, love. Thank you. I might have to play it before I get out of here. Reese B, thank you for the super chat. The Breakfast Club was defending Tyler Perry like crazy, shaking my head, especially DJ Envy. Y'all need to start checking DJ Envy because he makes it his business to defend every predatory person that comes to the front. Everybody that's pulled to the docket, you can pretty much guess that DJ Envy is going to be somewhere defending them. So yeah, we need to be paying attention to him moving forward. Jay Zaza, thank you for becoming a member, love. But yeah, anybody that makes it their business to defend these people, you need to be paying attention because they're probably next. They're probably next. Because to me, it illustrates you see yourself in that person, and you see yourself in that person not because they're black or because they're a business person. No, you see yourself in that person because you know you have taken advantage of people and done fucked up things, and you want to be able to continue to get away with it. Yes, the vulva means part to be ashamed of in Latin. Girl, thank you. Thank you for putting that in there. Hey, Britt, what's going on, girl? Not that super chat was in reference to Justin Bieber. Oh, okay. Okay, I was just trying to make sure. Girl, listen. Y'all know how I'm not trying to, pin nobody to the wall until we fully know. But if it looked like a duck and quacked like a duck, it's probably fucking duck. And yeah, Justin's crazy. So I could guess that he could have because it looked like he put out those DMs. He's not safe. Something wrong. You're telling on yourself. Stop it. Yeah, Envy already scammed a bunch of people. He sure did. Exploitation. Scamming people is exploitative. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I love y'all for real. And I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and see y'all later for my members only, and then tomorrow for something else. Okay, hold up. Where am I at? Where am I at? Where's the video, girl?
Please pick me. I got a good job. I got a real pussy. I
Thank
cook
you,
and I
Essence.
clean and I look like this. Please pick me. Any old man, please pick me. I said I cook,
Let me gather
I
my
clean.
thoughts.
My
I
coochie
got
is
you. Let me
real.
gather my thoughts
Pick
on it.
me.
I got you, though. Thank you for the super chat.
Pick me. Pick me. Pick me.
Where y'all think I get that from? Fucking Tyler Perry plays whenever they perform a song.
Hallelujah. I gotta find a man. I don't care what he did. I don't care who he hurt. I don't care who he fucked. I
not.
just want a man to pick me.
Long as you don't tell me.
Lord. I done did all I can to be the cool girl.
I have.
Pick me.
Please.
I got a good job. I'm not a broke bitch. I went to school. I'm not just pussy. Pick me.
I'm valuable, bitch.
I don't care if you like underage girls. I'ma shave my coochie so I look like a teeny bopper for you, nigga. Please pick me. I called out them other women on the internet the other day. I spoke up for you, black man. I need you to come and pick me.
Hold up, y'all. Before I peace out on y'all, I gotta end that, but because I saw somebody's comment. Tyler is defended because he has done so much good for the Black community, especially in Atlanta, and keeping our forgotten Black actors and actresses employed. Let's not get confused. Oh, we're not confused. We're not confused. I think people who think this way are confused. Doing good things for some people does not make it okay for you to exploit or hurt other people in the process. To me, you are only really tested by how you treat people when no one is looking. Not when everybody can pat you on the back for it. Y'all have a good day. Go ahead and pick.